Hello everyone, and welcome to another royal reading here at MadWorldTarot. And this Sunday evening I'm going to be looking at Harry and two very conflicting stories that are coming out and demonstrate his own, I think, conflicted state of mind, and we're going to look at that. And the first story is that Volume 2 of Spare is in the works, and we know that there's a 4-book deal with Penguin and that very likely Harry owes them something more, and that he's probably quite cash-strapped. This is speculation, of course, and they're waiting for something more salacious from him. And the rumour goes that Harry and Meghan are pasting together the 400 pages that were cut from the first volume of Spare, the really harsh stuff, I would think, that was left out, that they are sticking that together. But then, so that's the story, that Spare 2 is coming our way. But then we hear from Tom Quinn, and we know Tom Quinn, well, we speculate that Tom Quinn is really Montecito in disguise. He says that Harry knows that this would end the royal relationship, and that he is keen to patch things up with his family. He knows that there is no plan B for his future. He's messed up, basically. Tom Quinn is saying he's messed up. There's no plan B. The only way forward for him is to mend fences with the royal family. And there have been a couple of Harry wants to make peace with his family for the sake of Mummy Diana. A couple of those stories have been swirling around, coming from Tom Quinn mostly. We've also heard a rumour that Harry has hired his own PR team and is wanting out of Montecito. So I have the Shadowland Tarot on the tarot table, the vulgar, trashy, tacky Shadowland Tarot, because I'm going to read on Harry. These two stories don't really jive. Oh, cards off the table. We're going to have to go and climb around under the table and fetch the card. On the one hand, I'm writing Spare 2, full of the worst things, the things that were left out of Spare 1 that are going to blow things up terribly with my family. On the other hand, I'm getting my own PR, possibly, speculation, and I'm trying to patch things up with my family because I have no other option. So what is going on? What is going on with Harry and his state of mind and me under the table? It was the 3 of Wands that went flying off, which is the card of hope and expectation and waiting for better days. So that's interesting that one decided to leave off. And let's remind you, I'm doing a Celtic cross. I will talk you through it. It's a bit of a strange energy to read because I'm really reading on two stories in one book. On the one hand, mending fences on the other hand, not looking at it from the other point of view, from the royals' point of view. I'm sure they say, go away, you horrible thing. That's my opinion, of course. But Harry's state of mind, this seemingly conflicted state of mind, which could be because we are getting two different PR teams telling us two different things right now, of course, which could be quite an interesting turn of events, could it not? So, Celtic cross coming up, and I'm going to shuffle these in, and then off we go. And let's remind you, it's just tarot. Oh, that nearly went off the table too. Very jumpy cards. And of course, it's all my opinion, all speculation. Just read energy here. And disclaimer in the box below. Let us see what we can see with these. The Shadowland Tarot, of course, the Shadowland is a dark tarot. It's about your subconscious, the things you project, the things where there is inner conflict that you try and bury, but it comes out anyway. I think it's a good tarot deck to use for this kind of topic. Hopefully, the cards will give us some interesting things to say. Ooh, we have the 7 of Swords in reverse. It's the card of sneaky behavior. As you can see, someone stealing away with those swords, leaving someone destroyed in the corner. It's the little thief traditionally in tarot, but it's quite a larger meaning than that. ghosting, disappearing, sneakiness, cowardly behavior, all of those kinds of things, but it's in reverse. So the sense of wanting to come clean, confess, also of being caught out, exposed. There is that energy in the Seven of Swords as well. So it might be that he's gotten himself into some trouble and needs the protection of the royal family to cover up for him. Lots of speculation around that, hence the insistence on the IPP status and the endless appeals and court cases about security and IPP status, just of course speculating. Also ghosting when it's upright, leaving people behind, suddenly disappearing, changing phone numbers, which allegedly he did, so that people literally couldn't get hold of him. There was, of course, the famous or infamous incident when, I think it was Prince Philip, passed away, and they literally could not get hold of Harry and Meghan, and had to send, I think, the sheriff around to Mudslide Mansion to bang on the door and say, "Oi, your extremely famous grandfather has passed away, and where are you, and why aren't you answering your phone?" All in that Seven of Swords. But in reverse, wanting to come back, having ghosted. Now, oh, what's William's phone number again? Heart of the reading, what's going on? Okay. He's destroyed. He is this person. Oops, and I've knocked the camera. It's just in my excitement to show you his sneaky behavior, which has now caught him out, underlying energy, has resulted in 10 of Swords for him. He's ruined. He's absolutely ruined. I think we saw the face in Nigeria as he was dragged around behind the wife in her state of undress. He realized what was going on when she grabbed the flowers from him. It's a scene that's been played over and over on social media. She grabbed his flowers and turned to the camera and beamed, and he was left sort of grabbing at air. It was quite a few moments in that tour to Nigeria. I knocked the camera and everything's gone haywire now. In that tour to Nigeria, more haywire than usual, where he was literally grasping at air, holding out his hand and sort of coming back with fistfuls of nothing. So there it is, 10 of Swords, ruin. And what's the problem? Why the ruin? And the moon is, he's lost and confused and doesn't know where to go. Doesn't know what to do. He's been led astray almost in that moon card, you could say, because there is someone leading along the creature that has emerged from the swamp, leading that person along. He's been led down some rather shady paths. You could say with that energy, that's the energy that's coming through for me as an energy reader. And that is, of course, my opinion. Not a happy has-been. Not at all. What's going on with the book? I've had to try and specify in this Celtic Cross Divide book, Making Peace, the two stories, read in one reading. What's going on with the book? Are they sitting on the floor gluing together bits of book? I've got the Eight of Pentacles in reverse. It would require work and effort to produce a book, and I don't think either of them is capable of work and effort. So we have the Eight of Pentacles in reverse. I don't think that they are capable of working together on a project, and that, although it is my own opinion, I think is backed up by things like the fact that Harry opted out of the Spotify podcast. He appeared in the very first one in a very low-key way and then was never seen again. And Spotify really thought that they were making a deal with Harry and Meghan, and they only got Meghan. And so they can't work together. Laziness in that Ace of Pentacles, can't be bothered. Would have to get someone else to do it. They are not capable of writing a book, either of them. Meghan did produce that record-breaking children's book. It was on the New York Times best-selling list, The Bench, which is right up there with, I don't know, The Wind in the Willows and Secret Garden and Enid Blyton. It will, you know, be remembered over many years, of course. And of course, Harry's book was ghostwritten by a very famous writer, but didn't win any awards, and has rather disappeared from the scene. So I don't think they're capable of doing the work to produce this book, despite both of them being best-selling authors. Let's just make that clear, because they are, allegedly. His goal right now, what's his mind really on? Is it on writing a book? Is it on? It's on all this fighting. It's on this Five of Wands. It's on the fighting within the family, the feuding, the being too competitive, the one-upmanship, the William got the bigger sausage and the bigger bedroom, and went to France and was allowed to wear his uniform at the Queen's funeral, and Harry wasn't, and all of that stuff. So his mind's on the conflict that is going on, and it's external conflict. The Five of Wands isn't his own mental turmoil. We've got plenty of that. Seven of Swords and the Ten of Swords and the Moon, huge amount of mental turmoil right there. We don't need more. Very fixed on this fighting in the family, and possibly how can he fix it now? I don't think he thinks that it's up to him to fix it, although we're not hearing anymore that he's owed an apology. He wants to make peace for the sake of Princess Diana. So we've shifted from apology to now it's for the sake of Princess Diana. I'm not seeing in that card that Harry thinks that he's the one that should say sorry. And there are some people in the world, and I have one in my world, who just will not say that word, because why should that person say that word? Which makes life quite tricky sometimes, and I'm going to get the giggles now. Not the moment for it. How have things been going in the Has-Been's life? Okay, we have the Queen of Cups in reverse again. She showed up in the previous reading. She was there all over the readings I did on the security case yesterday. The Queen of Cups, Princess Diana, Mummy Diana. He is very, very, very fixated on his mother right now. Where did it all go wrong? Everything is to do, all his troubles can be traced back to that particular loss. Understandable. It was a hard loss, a grievous loss. Not the only person who suffered from that loss, but maybe the one who didn't know how to process it, despite all the apparent therapy and the drugs and the whatever else. But it all goes back to that Queen of Cups in reverse, which is rather sad, but also, in my opinion, and this is going to sound harsh, rather pathetic. What's going to happen next in this little lost boy kind of scenario? We've got the Death card in reverse. He's not going to make any progress, because the Death card is about letting go of something that you have to let go of because it no longer serves you. It's bad for you. And the card is in the reverse. So he's not going to be able to let go of the thing he needs to let go of. And really, again, I'm going to be harsh. The thing, in my opinion, he needs to let go of is his marriage. And all the weird projects that he's got involved in as a result of that marriage, whether it's producing series or things like that, or certain institutes that he's got involved with, internet and free speech and the First Amendment and all of that stuff that plenty of YouTubers dig around in and expose, and that really out of his league and out and not any of his business. He needs to end a whole lot of things, let go of a whole lot of things. It's also, of course, the Death card is Scorpio King. It's in reverse. If it was upright, I might be inclined to say that there is a prospect of him trying to reconcile with his father, but the card is in reverse, so I don't think that that is possible in the short term. I think the king is still very angry with him for what he said about Camilla in his book, in Spare, of course, because we're talking about the book. So I don't think that that is on the cards, literally, anytime soon. And he is unable to get himself out of the mess that he's got into, because it will have to involve admitting he was wrong, putting an end to situation in his life. There are all kinds of tricky situations, not just the marriage, but the children's situation that he would have to come clean about. What did I say with the Seven of Swords? The coming clean energy that he needs to be honest about a lot of things in his life. He's been, in my opinion, shady about. We have the moon, shady behavior. The real problem is that all that shady behavior has gone on and he has to own up. How does he feel about the royal family right now? The peace narrative we're getting. The Two of Wands in reverse. His own plans have unraveled. This for me is the no plan B. It's literally the card of plans. Tom Quinn has told us that Harry knows that there is no plan B for him and his future. His only future lies with the royal family. But here it is, the plan, no plan B, Two of Wands in reverse. But how's it going to go with the royal family? He's going to have to reconcile with them somehow. And at the moment, he's still fighting with them and hasn't learned that sorry word. It's such a powerful little word, isn't it? It's almost as powerful as the gratitude word, the thank you. That word, or two words, very important words to learn very early. What pressure is he under from publishers? Next card. As I said, I have been quite careful about what I want to know. Four of Swords. Oh, he's hiding from them. That's my opinion, of course. Four of Swords is withdrawing, disappearing. We've got a disappearing card here as well, the Seven of Swords, as our underlying energy. But that is, it's ruined, it's destroyed. I'm hiding, I've disappeared. I'm not taking your calls. I don't have anything to say to you. I just need my own quiet time away. This is not somebody who's very eager to write volume 2 of Spare. This is somebody who just wants to put it all behind him and slink away, probably disappear in a haze of substances with that Four of Swords. It's retreating energy, it's hiding energy, it's I'm broken, I'm ruined, I'm destroyed, I can't face the world energy. The Four of Swords, I certainly can't face my publisher energy. Penguin Random House. That huge deal that he had with them, all he had to do was slag off his family in a book. And what was it, £20 million? I can't remember now. Hopes and fears for the has-been. What a mess he's made. Ace of Wands in reverse. That is new ideas, new passion, new causes, new opportunities. When it's upright, it's in reverse. All the joy has gone out of his life. That's what he's worried about. He's worried that the passion has gone out of his life, certainly gone out of his marriage, my opinion. He won't be able to start anything new. He's worried about that. What will he do? We've got the Two of Wands in reverse now. We've got the Ace of Wands in reverse. What will he do? Who will make an Invictus Games for him? He's messed that up. Who will make an African Parks for him? That has turned into an unholy mess that I just can't read on because I find it too upsetting what's going on with that whole situation right now. Who will find a new wife for him or a new girlfriend for him? Or in reverse, who will find a new publisher for him? It's all gone. It's all gone up in flames. Ace of Wands in reverse. Where will the new thing come from? The next new thing come from for him? And of course, it's all been presented to him on a silver platter up until now. He's never had to go out and find his own personal interests, his own projects. He's been hooked up with people. I think Princess Eugenie put Cressida in his path, and we suspect we know who put Meghan in his path. Well, there's been quite a few contenders, pretty unsavory, most of them, but he's never had to go out and do anything for himself, hence the Eight of Pentacles there in reverse. Can't write a book, doesn't know how to apply himself every day, sit down, commit for a certain number of hours and get the thing done, even though it's sitting there in the the delete files, the spare files from spare. Outcome for him. And we have the devil. Yeah, it's going to stay bad. He's going to stay stuck. We've seen that with the death card in reverse. He's going to stay in a toxic situation. He's going to stay, even though there's a bit of an SOS thing going on there in the background. It's always interesting to me, this SOS is written with $sign. He's going to stay addicted. He's going to stay in a toxic situation, toxic relationship, chained to the devil, unable to change, transform, grow, learn, which would be the death card. Let things go, come clean, be honest, do the work, stop fighting, get over Mummy Diana. It doesn't look good. It really doesn't look good. I have to say, there's been some snark in this reading. But on a serious note, he's got himself into a huge mess. He's not able to face it, for swords, for instance. And the devil card, the house is on fire behind him. The city is in flames behind him. And it would take a real transformation. A lot of guts, a lot of honesty to deal with that devil situation and turn it around. At this point, he's turning 40 in September. Big trouble coming his way. Already big trouble. That is your reading, and thank you for watching. And I will try and see you tomorrow. Busy day tomorrow with things going on in the village, and so might not quite make it. But if I don't make it tomorrow, I will see you again on Tuesday.